So welcome everybody to our Monday night call that we now deem as the meeting place. This is where we meet. This is where we share. This is where we bring in teammates, leaders, people that are growing their business, so that we can all learn from each other. And certainly it's my pleasure and Paul's pleasure to have our guest speaker on the call today at the meeting place, the lovely Brenna Bovair. Brenna is from Sylvan Lake, is out in Alberta. They got the very hot weather today, the good weather today. We were here in Southern Ontario, putting winter coats back on again. But it's just a delight to have Brenna on the call tonight. Brenna's been in the network marketing game for a lot of years. She's persevered through struggles, through health trials, through problems and issues, and as we all have. And she's persevered. She's remained a leader. She's a vice president here in SuperPatch, and she knows what it takes to stay in the game. She knows what it takes to build. And I'll tell you a little story. I mean, Brenna Bovair, when I first met her, I was not a network marketer or whatever, but she gave me a book. And the book I'll never forget. I've read it 2 or 3 times, and I'm just going to suggest it before this call. It's called The 4-Year Career. Some of you may have heard of it. It's by Richard Bliss Brooke. And it really is it's an easy read, but it's a phenomenal read, and it will get you into the headspace. But I met Brenna at an Eric Worre event called GoPro in probably 6.5, 7 years ago now. And I thought, who is this little fire plug? Who is this little pit bull that's running around and just full of spunk and full of energy? And I'm like, I want to be like that. And so we talked and we met, and she was in the business with us, and she said, is there ever a chance that you could get Jay to come out to Sylvan Lake or Red Deer area? And I said, well, I'm sure that I could convince them to come if you were able to put 100 people in the room. And she said, 100? I can do that in my sleep. Well, lo and behold, I thought, okay, bring it on there, little mouthpiece. And anyways, she put over 300 people in a room, and went out to Sylvan Lake. And so, as I said before, the success in this business is the friendships too that we make. And I have the pleasure, and Paul and a lot of you on this call have the pleasure of knowing Brenna and being friends with her. And it's just a delight to have her here tonight. So, Bren, without further delay, I know you had a little update on your computer, and that's okay. That's just the way we roll. And it's just great to have you on the call tonight. So I'll turn it over to you now. And please pay attention to this girl. She knows what she's doing.
Thanks, Terry. Yeah, and then I had a mishap with my slideshow. I lost 2 of them, but that's okay. This will still work. Everything's figure outable, right, Terry?
That's right.
I'm just going to share my screen here and get it going. So yeah, like Terry said, nothing happens quickly, slowly. It takes a lot of years. I've been doing this for over 10 years, and I've done a lot of courses, classes, book reading, podcasts, to attending network marketing events like Eric Worre's GoPro. I used to also attend another one in Florida. That was amazing every year before COVID. And all those things helped me develop to who I am on many different topics and many things for this industry. So tonight I was just going to talk about a topic because I find a lot of associates are lost, or they think there's some magic thing to do, but there isn't. You just need to show up, educate yourself, learn. You don't know what you don't know. I didn't know a thing when I started this. And the financial side of it is just as important as all the success we have with the products. But I find a lot of people are struggling with the business side and building this. And I know a lot of reasons why, and it's a lot of things we don't show up for, do things for our downlines or different things. So I'm just going to go through a few things tonight. Yeah, my heading is you need to treat your business like a job, and not a business, and show up every day for your job. How committed are you to your own success? How do you show up for your job for you? I heard this one time and it just resonated with me because we are all originally, a lot of people are not entrepreneurial or have a mindset like network marketing. And we look at things like jobs. And this is a business, it is a big business. But I just love this analogy about the job and calling it a job instead of a business, for many reasons. So you cannot expect to have a high level of return when you have low commitment. So this is the problem. This business is the easiest, cheapest business to get into, but it's the easiest business people leave because there isn't a high commitment of money, lots of things like that. So when you get yourself equipped and become a good leader, get people making money fast, it's hard for them to go. So I've just done some points here. This first point is you are the worst boss in the world when it comes to productivity. And I just want you to ask yourself, how much productivity do you actually do as a job here? Like the old saying goes, work it like a hobby, get paid like a hobby, work it like a business, get paid like a business, right? So what are you doing for productivity, income producing activity? Invest in professional development and education. It is something all top achievers do their entire lives. They never stop learning. I know I never stop reading. I never stop taking courses online. I never stop trying to go to attend events, even if it's SuperPatch events to network marketing events to business events, money mindset events, women events, professional development, personality things. Like there's so many things you can learn in this business. And I don't ever stop attending things and doing things. And they've all helped me get through this business and be able to help several people, several personalities, all those types of things. And I always, these are some questions to ask yourself as a job or your own boss, however you want to look at this. But do you give yourself a day off? I know I'm guilty of this myself, and I have been. Do you leave early? Do you take a few weeks off? Do you find chores to do? Let yourself have a 3-hour lunch. Just post something on Facebook maybe and call it good. Sit there and take 5 months off of doing nothing. You give yourself a pass for anything and do not employ yourself like you're an employee at a job. And so I just want you to ask yourself if you're upset with your finances and how they're coming in this business. These are all things that we're all guilty of and we tend to do, and it's easy to do in this job and get distracted. Would it be a good idea if your job had hours that you committed to with income producing activity? So some things I do actually slot time in my calendar, and those are income producing activities. Those are things I actually am doing to sell, to make money. And those are including maybe meetings, events, just presentations of books, getting on Zoom, doing opportunity presentations with people, things like that. People work trade shows. Those are income producing activities. Direct messaging someone actually selling product. Those are income producing activities. And then I also schedule time for my professional development or my things I want to learn. If there's things I'm not good at or I'm struggling with, I will go learn about it. I want to know, I want to get better at it, things like that. So those are all things we can do in this type of business that will get us there. But if we're not showing up, which a lot of us can get guilty for, we don't get a big return in money, in finances. So I'm just gonna ask you, what are your hours? Like, okay, so a lot of us don't show up. We make excuses. We're always looking for ways out to sit down and work, to sit down in those scheduled hours. So like a job, if you're an employee, you don't get to go show up at your job and say it's 9 to 5 and not do anything in those hours. You don't get a choice. So I just want to ask yourself, I want you to ask yourself, do you do these excuses only when you're inspired? I know I've been guilty of that sometimes. When I'm inspired, I'm really, really productive, really going, things are flowing. And then, you have a hard day or some life hits you with something. And then you just kind of stop doing your job or your business. Only when you're in the mood. Well, a job, we don't get to just show up when we're in the mood or not in the mood. We don't get to call a boss and be like, I'm not in the mood today and not show up. We don't get paid. Same thing works with this. In between my other things or when I'm finished my other stuff, those are easy excuses out, especially working from home. You can find a ton of things to distract yourself in a home or do things. Um, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll take my computer and leave my house and go to a coffee shop or a library. And then I'm stuck there. And I have no choice but to work. I have no choice but to do my things and I'm not distracted. When I'm done with my other job. If you have a job, a full-time job right now, don't wait. Start slotting hours for those little bit of time commitments you have to build it part-time alongside your job so you can get there. So you can get there and have your time freedom more and produce more income. Just Saturdays if nothing's going on. Yeah, we can't just show up one day a week or things like that. We have to show up every day and do something. You cannot expect to earn a full income from this level of commitment and all these excuses we make to ourselves. It's what you do when no one's watching. And it's very important what you do when no one is watching. And where is your integrity to yourself? I just want to ask you to ask yourself that question and really sit with it. Also, like the saying, Terry and I always say this, what would you pay yourself for the level of commitment you have right now? What would you be worth? That one always resonates with me well, and a good reminder for myself when I'm slacking off. So I'm going to go through a few things with SuperPatch commitments specific to SuperPatch. So $90 smart ship every month. That is something we need to commit to every month. It's $1,080 a year to run your business. I don't know any other business or company to do that, but you make sure you guys are committed to a $90 smart ship every month, and so are all your team members. This is not a discussion or even a choice with me when I have new associates coming on board that want to do the business. They have to be on SmartShip. If they're not committed to the business. They're more customers, and that's okay. But just if they're not committed to a $90 a month SmartShip, plus I don't know anybody that if you're selling are not using this product time and time again. I'm on multiple SmartShips because I do use this product and so does my family. So that should be a no obligation thing with anyone you're signing up. And you can ask them, are you committed to $90 a month before you sign them up? Because if they're not, then maybe this isn't for them and it's not a business in their mind, or it's not the right time, right? Going through the associate handbook. This one really hits hard. I'm doing a lot of training with sidelines to people on my team to nobody goes through this associate handbook with people. And I ask people time and time again, and you have no idea what that does when you go through it. And I'm not talking about just sending this in an email to them and saying, go through this when you can, or tagging them on Team Pagination at the top of the page of the associate handbook. I'm talking about setting up a meeting, a Zoom or in person if they're close to you, and going through each page, showing them the business, showing them the ropes on how to make money. You have to commit to this. I can't stress this enough, that associate handbook and going through it. That is the key, the training towards opening your business, towards having you the money. If you sign someone up and you're not teaching them how to make money, that is an absolute commitment I have to people in this business. And I don't know why you're signing people up and not going through this with them. I even do it for people that are just not wanting to the business strong, but just want to do it a little bit sharing with friends and family. I still make them go through the associate handbook. Number one, because it shows them the rules, the compliance, the things like that to protect our product and to protect our company and how to do it right. Number two, you don't know when that's going to spark up in them in the business or when they start sharing. Those are all those accidental business builders, or I call it your $1 million mistake if you didn't show them how to do it. And they'll remember those conversations from the handbook. And one day they might have a spark in them to go. And you talk to them about the money, you talk to them about the income, and one day it'll hit them. And so there's so many benefits to doing that associate handbook. And I'm just going to be blunt. It's very frustrating when I'm helping team members that have never been through this. And they're like, well, I just sent it to her. Someone emailed it to me. Go through it with them, show them the ropes, show them the things, show them the pages, go through the products with them, show them everything. That should be your obligation as an upline and as an associate. Running monthly or weekly events, whether it be out of your house, whether it be a little cheap meeting room in your town. Some people have churches with little rooms they can use. Getting your teams together, your associates together, or if you're alone, just start running them yourself and running that opportunity presentation. Slotting in 1 hour a month to do those, or you could do them weekly, whatever your time commitment is. Those are very, very good income producing commitments to SuperPatch. And then reading books on network marketing, getting yourself in the know. You don't know what you don't know. And the more and more stuff I take and do, the more I learn. And it makes it easier to work with people, to make money, things like that. Listen to podcasts or YouTube. They're free. There's so much free stuff out there. When I started years ago, I didn't have free things all the time or as many. There's so much free stuff. So if there's something you want to be better at, or focus on those and go find the things that will better yourself in those specific topics. Read money mindset books. You have no idea how much money and money blockers we have and money things to run a business. And it will open a whole new world for you and empower you about money and making money, and learning how to be a leader. There's tons and tons of things on leadership and just getting yourself in the know, in the knowledge. There's so many different things you can do to do things to be a leader. And yeah, that's all I have to share tonight. It was really quick. But just, I find a lot of people are lost. A lot of people are, and I'm here. All us leaders are here. I'm just going to stop sharing. If anybody's lost or needs help or wants to start up, and yeah, reach out and ask for help, because we're all here to help. We're all one team. And like I said, I run stuff for Sidelines, things like that. And it's funny when I start working with people and even doing that associate handbook, it just blows their mind and opens their world and gets them working and makes them super excited. But we're in a really, really good spot right now, and it's time to grow hard. We're experiencing momentum in our company, and it's the time to hop on and get going with it.
Thank you so much, Brenna. Yeah, I mean, you some really valid nuggets hit home with me tonight. Is I think one of the biggest things is people that are joining this business. A lot of times join, and they're, like you said, they're not orientated necessarily properly. And I think a lot of times that's because a lot of the people that are signing up, people are not orientated. So you sort of have a little bit of sometimes the blind leading the blind for people that want to build a business. And so I think it's very, very important for people that want to do this as a business to learn and to be willing to be coached and learn to take the time to learn how to build this business and learn some of the important things in order to be successful, like the Smart Ship. And one of the things that you pointed out is $1,080 plus tax and shipping, whatever that is. Paul's done a little.
Yeah, that doesn't include the tax and shipping for sure.
Yeah, but the point is that $90 is the net amount, and we always should talk in net dollars anyways, because we can't control taxes or death. So I think that certainly when you look at $90 a month. But here's the really amazing thing about this company, about this business, that at $90 a month, if you find 3 people that are willing to commit to 1 year at $90 a month each, your business is paid for. Why? Because you get 2 free packs of patches a month on top of yours. So you get $120 worth of retail value patches of your choice every month that you stay on SmartShip, and every month that the 3 people stay on SmartShip. So I can't even fathom an easier way to stay committed and do this and make that commitment. So as you said, it's not wrong if people just want to be a customer and they just want to make referrals and whatever. That's great. We love to have you, because what are we all building here if we're making money? We're going to build exactly what corporate's doing, and that's a worldwide distribution network of thousands and thousands of people buying and selling a little bit of product. And I think that if you learn how to build this properly yourself, then you can present it properly. And that's very key, because sometimes we don't do the best job at presenting because we don't know what to do. We don't know what we're presenting. And so those are some of the key factors that I took away. And the other thing is, I've said before, is not how much would I like to pay myself. The question that I ask sometimes, Brent, is how much would I pay someone else to do what I'm doing? Would I pay somebody $10,000 to do what I'm doing a month? That's pretty sobering sometimes, right?
Yeah, it is.
So being honest with ourselves, and I think pouring into ourselves and pouring belief into ourselves through trainings, through online trainings, through things that, can make you a better leader, understanding your business, going through those steps and being coachable. And bravo to everybody that's on this call. That's part of it. Everybody that showed up tonight. Great commitment. So amazing points from me. Does anybody quickly just want to give one of your takeaways, one of the things that you said quickly? We got a couple minutes left. Paul?
Yeah, I'll just jump quick. Great job, Brenna. Very important points. Yeah, $90. If nobody's willing to commit to technically $1,350, if someone wants to get right down to the brass tacks a year, then they're just not going to do it. It's just, they're not maybe entrepreneurial. They're not seeking something bigger. I just find it happens all the time. But the biggest thing about anything that you do is just in your mind right now, say there is an event in Canada in October, okay? It's March. So if you can tell me that you cannot put away some money for the next however many months to ensure that you get to that event, that is so crucial. I'm telling you, sitting here on our computers at home, all those things doesn't even come close. And my good buddy Ian, COVID came, he set back, stuff going on, life. He was so passionate before, and he came to that event, and this guy has not stopped. He's messaging me, he's bugging me. I'm loving it because his fire's there. It just re-engaged him. It just made him realize what this was and why is he sitting on the sidelines. And I'm telling you, it fuels you. It fuels you to get to that next level. And that's what we're doing. We're working with him because he's willing to do the work. And, sometimes people say, oh, my upline ignores me. Oh, corporate does it. Okay, corporate has nothing to do with anything. They pack it, pick it, pack it, ship it, return it, and pay us. That's their job. Our job is to build this. And that just threw the fire into Ian. I look at the people in UK, they just had an event. They had people that didn't show, enough showed. There's always 30% don't show. That's always going to be a factor, but they just had their event, they had it, and they're working towards the next one. And that's what everybody has to do. You want corporate to fly there? Get 100 people, 200 people in a room. Go ahead, Brenna. Sorry.
And I just to back you up, that solidified commitment to events, to personal training, to associate handbooks, to doing little small events, to doing Zoom events, all those things keep you going, they build more belief in you. There's so much they do for you. And so constantly learning, yeah, just the commitment of continuously doing that in events. Yeah, they are like no other to attend,
Well, Pat
and
Grass
it will
put
give
it,
you more belief.
Patty Grass put in the chat here that Jay said that no purposeful action is ever wasted. So it's actionable stuff that you're on purpose with, you know, and that has to happen every day if you want to be successful in this business. You,
That's so
like you
true.
said, it's easy, you know, to take a 3-hour lunch. It's easy to take a, you know, holiday. We're not saying people can't take holidays. That's not what we're saying. But if you're committed to your business, the scale will tip. It may not be, it may seem very, very difficult now, but as you continue to grow and grow and grow, the scale tips. The scale tips where you make a lot of money for not working a lot of hours. But right now, if you're starting, just know, and that's what the 4-year career book will explain to you, that sometimes it's a lot of hours for not a lot of money. But if you keep at it, the scale does tip and it will happen for you. It's happened for everybody. So, Ian, go ahead, pal. You're up.
Yeah, I just want to echo that. Like, obviously, there was a fire for me after the event, and you know, all the work I've put in. It's only been a week since I've been gone, but new customers, new associates that are signing up this week, and it's definitely paying dividends. And I just gonna keep this momentum rolling and hover around that scale that what's his name spoke about at the event there. I'm still sitting at a 10 and I'm running with it. So, and I just want to tell everybody that I have put the time in since I've got back and it's definitely showing. So, I appreciate the comments, but it's good to see that it's being recognized, but I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it for myself. And I'm just glad that the leadership's there and there to help me. So.
Yeah, great point, Ian. And that all, as Paul says, comes from events. You made the effort to get there. The fire was lit again. You learned stuff. You learned different ways to build, different things that were necessary to grow this. And you're seeing the results because you're taking the action. And you've showed up to every call that we've had since we've been back. And I'm excited to be linking arms with you and Paul and continuing the growth in this. So I think that everybody got some good nuggets tonight, Brenna. I thank you so much for taking the time to put together. I know you had some computer glitches but I'm sure you had your piece patch on and you got through it just fine. And it was after your year, which you've been through physically and stuff, I think you're just dynamite. I think you did a great job tonight, and it's a pleasure working for you. So on behalf of everybody here, thanks very much, Brennan. Thanks for the comments, Paul and Ian, and thanks for all of you for jumping on this call and taking the time out of your busy evening to spend a little bit of time with us tonight so that we can all work together, learn from each other, and continue in the pursuit of excellence when it comes to our businesses. So thanks again, everybody. Please unmute, say goodnight, and don't forget about the opportunity call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Get your invites going, get guests on this opportunity call, and one at 3 o'clock tomorrow for European. You can, if you know people in Europe or you know people locally, Paul Austin hosts one at 3, and then again at 9 p.m. we have Lisa Cito coming on to do an opportunity call. So thanks, everyone. Say
Good night, everyone.
Cheers.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, guys,
Thanks,
have a
everybody.
good night.
Night, everyone.
Thank you.
Night, everybody.